Implementation of design concepts of the interior, including advising and placing of no more than 30 externally contracted created illustrations, photos, charts, graphs, sidebars, and/or graphic elements. Okay, so this is an interesting clause, and it basically says that if your book has photos, if your book has illustrations, if your book has charts, that we will make sure to get those into your book. Okay, so it says no more than 30 because we've found that if works have more than 30, if you're just like covering your book in like 80 million photos, it's going to start being problematic from a design perspective and from a cost perspective. So we have this no more than 30 aspect in there just to protect our team from having too many designs to accommodate, and then to protect you from possibly crowding your work with more of these things than what are actually going to create a good and quality work. So that is a line item where, if your book is really going to need like 60 or something like that, we can talk that through. We can always, modify that if it's something that's going to be really essential for your work. But this 30 is just the standard amount that we have as the cap. But we're always happy to work with people. Another part here that I think is important to point out is where it says externally contracted/created. This is declaring that these interior design concepts are not something that Atmosphere is going to be doing for you as part of the standard contract. We, of course, are able to do illustrations. We have an amazing team of illustrators that you can work with. We're able to do graphs. We're able to do sidebars. We can do graphic elements such as maps. These are things that we can do, but they are not included in the standard contract. So if you want us to do those things, you have to speak to us and we can steer you in the right direction. We can provide you a quote to make maps for you, to build charts for you, to acquire photo rights for you, to have bespoke illustrations done. These are things that can be done additively to the standard contract, but are separate from it. Also, externally contracted means if you hired somebody else, if you hire an outside illustrator, if you got photos that you took yourself or that you got yourself or paid somebody else for, you had somebody else put together sidebars for you, those are stuff that we're going to be happy to work with, that it's no problem for us to work with that. We just do need to be clear that this isn't something where we're going to make, a bunch of sidebars for your book as part of the standard contract, because it does say externally contracted. So we're going to want to make sure that you end up having, a beautiful book, but there are limitations as to what's included in this versus what would need to be, handled separately.